Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Due to some reasons, our Telegram channel link has been changed. Here is the new link in front of your screen. In this session, we are back with another premium video from our premium channel. Due to term and conditions and limitations set by YouTube, we may not be able to show everything on the screen. If you want to watch all our previous videos without any limitations, please join us on Telegram and request for the premium channel access. If you're new to our channel, we used to push such videos on regular basis. So please subscribe our channel and stay connected. This is a quick disclaimer for all the YouTube viewers. This video is intended for educational and ethical hacking purposes only. All demonstrations are performed in a controlled environment on the devices and systems that I own or I have permission to use. Please do not attempt to replicate any of the techniques shown here on unauthorized systems. Hacking without concern is illegal and unethical. Always use your skills responsibly and follow the laws. Let's get into the video.
This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purposes only.
Okay. Okay, I would request everyone to please react on the post we have posted in our public group, which is @EFX Tv. Okay, and that is going to help us a lot. And thank you so much for that. Okay, so I've started the recording, and in today's video, we are going to do another CTF, and it would be the fourth one. Okay. So the strategy would be same. We are not going to do anything extra apart from that, but of course the tools are going to be different. Okay, and I'm going to providing you multiple ways to do the same thing as we have done in our previous videos. And this is for disclaimer for YouTube viewers. We are not going to do anything like black hat or hacking. Okay, so everything is going to be for educational purposes. And if you like it, feel free to join us on Telegram and join our premium group to learn even more better with our group and with the two-way discussion. Okay. So let me show you my box as well. PSM bro, what's up?
Yeah, bro, how are you?
I'm fine, brother. What about you?
Yeah, bro, I'm also fine.
Great. Okay, so this is the box we are going to attack on today. Okay, so we have gone through so many Linux boxes, and today we are going to do same thing on Android. And to attack on this machine, you can run any Linux distribution. So for the demonstration, I'm going to use Kali Linux. You can use ParrotOS, Backbox, even Ubuntu as well. Okay, you should have to be ready with a set of tools, and the list of tools are mentioned in the post we already have shared in our public group. And to join that group, all you have to do is great. Okay, now let's start. Okay, now to start the CTF, the first section is going to be the network discovery or the host detection. And this is the first part or first pointer we are going to touch for now. Okay, and I already know some of the details about my device because it is hosted on my network and we made it intentionally vulnerable. Okay, so there are some vulnerabilities in it, and we are going to explore it even more better. Okay, so first thing, let's do the net discovery, and to do that we are going to use nmap for first. Okay, and after that I'll show you how to do that using net discover as well. So let's do it go with the net discover first. Sudo net discover -i and the interface. Let me show you what are the interfaces I have in my device. ifconfig grep inet. So I'm connected to bridge adapter. Okay, and my machine is running on one of the IPs in the bridge connection. Okay, and here are even more information about my devices. So this is the interface we have in our device. So this is Docker, just ignore it. Okay, so let's copy the interface or adapter and paste it over here. Uncomment it. Oh. Okay. Okay, so I already know that this is my base operating system and this is something new. Let's get even more information about it. And this is my router. Control C to stop the scanning. So we have discovered the host, and there is another way to do the same thing. And it's very simple using nmap. Nmap -f means fast scan and then 192.168.1 then star for entire network and then start it. So it requires sudo, so it may not work in your TERMUX. But if you have a rooted device, it will of course work. So give it some time. Okay. So here I have all the details about the open ports on the specific IPs. And we already have spotted some new devices. So this is one of them, the 41. And here it is. Okay, so this is the box and the host has been detected as VirtualBox. This is because we have executed this command using sudo. Okay, so we can see that there is a port open on this IP and it belongs to a web-based server or HTTP protocol. Let's open it on the browser. So wherever you get these kind of ports, 8080 or just 80, so try to open it on your browser to get even more detail about this. So good hacker means we drop here a backdoor for access. Okay. So it might be there is some kind of post or request which is going out of this page. Okay. Okay, great. But we are not done with the information gathering or the enumeration. So let's take even more. So I'm going to use P- or -P- to scan all the ports for this specific device. Okay, let's go with it. And these are the ports we have open over here. Okay, we already know that it's a web-based service and this is related to your gaming server. Okay, and okay, shall I ask a question to everyone from the premium user group? Can you guys tell me 555 port stand for what kind of service is running there on 555 in Android? Raj bhai, Kapil bhai. Okay, I'm sorry.
हाँ जी आनंद भाई
Okay, can you tell me the port 555 stands for, what does it stands for in terms of Android?
एंड्रॉइड के लिए
Hmm.
ये
टीसीपी
ये रिमोट
One-liner
सर्वर के लिए
answer.
रिमोट सर्वर
टीसीपी
Great. Remote server. Anything else? कपिल भाई क्या हो गया यार?
सिर्फ
भाई ओपन पोर्ट तो नहीं रहता लास्ट टाइम तो सैमसंग की रिपोर्ट आई थी वहाँ पे एक दो ओपन पोर्ट्स थे वर्नेबल था वो तो क्या सही है डीबगिंग वगैरह के लिए तो नहीं रहता या फिर किसी और सर्विस के लिए रहता होगा अपडेट वगैरह के लिए
Okay. Now
टीसीपी के लिए रहता है जैसे कि फाइल एक्सेस
everyone. Okay, sorry. Everyone mute yourself. Now let's go further and understand about it in the better manner. And thank you so much for participating यार. At least कुछ भी बोल दिया करो. If you don't know, that is okay. कोई यहाँ पे punish नहीं कर रहा आपको. And that is best part of our tutorials. Okay? Okay, great. Now, for further enumeration, I'm going to use another script because we are not done yet. We have figured it out that there are 3 ports open. I'm not sure about this one because we are not going to covering this one for now. We are going to cover only 2 ports. So it says that there is some kind of post request which is getting made by this server. So why don't we use directory brute forcing method to get even more better idea about it. And we have so many tools for directory brute forcing for a web server like GoBuster, DIRBuster, WFuzz, and DIR search. And we already have covered all the tools in our previous sessions for the CTF challenges. Okay, so let's use GoBuster to explore this port 8080. Okay, and the syntax is very simple. First of all, check for it. Okay, it is there. Okay, no problem. It happens. Okay. GoBuster, and then I'm going to use directory brute force. So dir and the URL, and the URL is over here. Just copy paste it. And after that, I'm going to provide it a word list -w. And the word list is in user share. User share word list DIRBuster hyphen it's dir. Let's hit tab 2 times. So we are going to use this one for 2.2 small.txt. And just paste it. And I'm going to make a exclusion over here, like what kind of output we require. So I want output from PHP in the form of .php files, txt files, or HTML files. Okay, let's do it. Okay, word list not set because I can see there is an error over here. -w should be separated. Okay, but nothing much. We don't have anything over here. Okay, now let's jump over to the analytical part. After analyzing everything, I've come to know that we have another port 555, and sometime we used to connect it with ADB, Android Debugging Bridge, and Kapil Bhai was correct. राज भाई भी सही थे कि भाई यहाँ पे हम रिमोट शेल के लिए इसको यूज करते हैं. Okay, so we have an IP. Let's try to connect to the ADB. So ADB connect. Before that, let's check if it is installed or not. So we already have ADB installed. If you want to install it, sudo apt install ADB. That is it. Okay. ADB connect, then your IP and the port. And we are connected to ADB. So we have a device over here, but there is no status if it is online or not. So let's get into the ADB shell. Okay, now we are into the ADB shell. It seems like that it's a normal user. To switch into the sudo user, what command do we use in general? There is another question for everyone. To get into the root user, what command do we use in general? Abhishek or Raj bhai?
हाँ जी भाई.
To get into the sudo user, what command do we use most of the time?
sudo user के अंदर sudo su मतलब नहीं एक मिनट sudo su नहीं यार क्या यार sudo user का नाम.
Okay, that is for changing the user. If I wish to switch back to the root user or sudo user, I don't want to be part of any group. Sudo su, correct. This is the correct one, but we don't have sudo installed over here. Okay, so there is a simple command for Android ADB. If it is rooted, we will use su to get into the root user. Okay, here I can see we have done the privilege escalation successfully. Now we are into the root user. Now let me switch my screen once again. Okay, the final task for us is to bypass this login panel because I don't know the password for it. Okay, so it will take few minutes to search, like where should we go to delete the password entries for Android. Okay, so we already have done it for you. So let's check that.
Can I ask something? Which Android version it is?
Wait a minute, brother. Wait a minute. Let us complete. Okay. After that, we are going to talk about rest of the things. So sudo data root, and here is the flag. So we have got the flag. Now let's delete the passwords for this device so that we should not get that password prompt. This is similar to we have used a tool to wipe out the SAM for Windows 10 so that we could not get any kind of login on Windows 10, and we should get into the Windows without having that login panel username password. Okay, so same thing is going to happen over here. So let's get back to the previous directory and get into system, and here we can see there are some of the keys and password.key. So if I cat it, we already know that anything which is going to be stored on your server, that is going to be stored in the form of hashes. So this is some kind of hashes. If we root, if we use hash identifier, we will be able to identify it. Okay, and to crack it, we can use John the Ripper or hashcat. Okay, so we already have gone through these tutorials. So this is a request for everyone. It belongs to premium group. Must crack this password, the hash. Okay, and I'm going to share it to our premium group so that we should not forget to do it. Okay, so it is possible to crack it. Yes, it is. Okay. Okay, now, so we know that there are some .key files, and these files are responsible for storing passwords in your Android. So nowadays in 13, these files may not be accessible because you guys are using non-rooted devices. Okay, if you have a rooted device, luckily I haven't used it, so I'm not sure about that. So if you have it, you can try the same thing, and of course, if you are lucky, you will be able to bypass that login panel in your Android. So let's do it. Okay, so if I want to wipe out the password, what should be done? What could be done? So the first thing is cat and then the file name. But we know that we are not into the Linux-based device. So we can use rn star then key, and then I'll hit enter. Okay, and after that I'm going to reboot my device. So here we have the same command for Android as well, and that is why we are continuously making videos on Linux, because Android is also based on Linux, and there are so many similar commands we used to use on ADB for Android users. So let's reboot it, and I'm going to switch my screen, and let's see the magic. Okay, so we have successfully bypassed the login panel. So my mouse is not visible to me over here. Just clicks are visible, and these are the applications. So I'm not going to mess with these because we already have a Android device with us, so we can do it in our home. Okay. Okay, there are some bonus commands we are going to talk about today. So we have completed the box, so there is nothing left for now. Okay. Now let's talk about some of the commands related to nmap we could use to get even more details about the host. Okay. So here is the IP. Okay. Okay, to scan your host even more better, we have so many options, and one of them is using nmap scripts. Okay, so where does nmap scripts get stored in your Linux or Kali Linux? So ls user share nmap and then scripts. So these are the scripts you can use to scan your target to get even more better details about it. Okay, so the syntax for this is nmap ---- script is equal to name your script over here without having NSE. Okay, if I want to get details about the HTTP headers, so I can type HTTP-header, HTTP errors, HTTP enumeration to get more details about HTTP requests over here. But there is a well-known script over here which is known as vulnerability. Okay, and what we can do is, so these are the scripts you can use to check the vulnerabilities for a server. Okay, but the default syntax, again, we can use nmap -sc and then paste your host IP to run a default script which is going to scan all the vulnerabilities for your target. Okay, and what else? This is it, I guess. Do we have something left? No. Okay, now let me stop the recording and let's talk. So these are very useful scripts, and some of them are going to be used with, like, there is no sudo